Hello and welcome once more to Red Gaming Tech. My name is Marta. Today is still the 18th of December and I have some rather disappointing news regarding Sony. Now, of course, we all know that Sony has been the victim of online and network services attacks, including DDoS attacks, hacks and all that over the last few years. Now, with so much experience with these hacks, you think that Sony will be better at handling the fallout of hacks for individual customer accounts. Well, it turns out that they are not, as it appears they have gone ahead and denied a refund to someone who saw their account basically fraudulently used by a hacker and then used to purchase a game. Now, to cut a long story pretty short, Sony emailed the user about a purchase that had occurred on his account that seemed suspicious. It was for the PS3 version of Shadow of Mordor, and the user in question did not actually own a PS3 made on a console with a serial number that Sony admitted is not registered to the user. Now, Sony went so far as to acknowledge that the game hadn't been purchased by a hacker and that the user had not paid for it, but then they proceeded to not refund him the money anyway. And they went on to say, quote, "In relation to the transactions you recently flagged as unauthorized, our investigation concluded that the serial number of the console in which these transactions were made does not match the serial number of the console you provided to us on your original call. Regrettably, as stated in the PlayStation Network Terms of Service, we are unable to offer a refund for purchases made on PlayStation Store unless the content is found to be defective. We have taken the appropriate action against the console which made the purchase, but unfortunately we cannot share the details of this console with you for security purposes." So, yeah, that's a thing, isn't it? Fair enough, don't share the console details with this person, but I don't think that's what they wanted. I think they just wanted their money back because, well, for the digital version of Shadow of Mordor, they probably paid quite a bit of money. That's still a fairly recent game. And of course, it's pretty much been concluded that they didn't purchase it. So he wants his money back for a game that he doesn't even own. That doesn't seem unreasonable to me. A long time ago now, someone managed to use my PayPal account. Don't know how they managed that. And I brought it up with PayPal and they were like, okay, this wasn't you, here's your money back. And that's kind of how it's done. It's not my fault that someone purchased something. It's obviously their doing or whatever. So Sony even says it wasn't the same serial number. And yet we're not going to refund you the money because we only refund it when it's defective. But he didn't actually purchase the game. So surely an exception should be made in this case. I mean, come on now, it's not difficult. You know, if someone hacks your credit card or whatever and uses it to go on a bit of a spending spree, if you go into the bank and say, I want this money refunded because it's fraud and I can prove it with X, Y and Z, the bank are going to be like, okay, we'll investigate that, and if they find that yes, it was fraudulent, they will refund you the money. They don't go, well, you know, we can't do that because the products aren't defective. That's just ridiculous. So the whole thing just makes me shake my head in a massive way, and to be honest, I'm a bit disappointed in Sony that they didn't really go, do you know what would be good? To not have more controversy when the whole Sony Pictures thing is going on. But hey ho, I guess they disagree. Anyway, that is me done. I'll see you next time.